Hey there, Mel Abraham here from Thoughtpreneur Academy, and in this video we're going to talk about the biggest mistake that thought leaders don't want to make, so stay tuned. Hey there, we've all heard that saying that the riches are in the niches, have you not? Here's the thing, that in the thought leader game, in the difference maker, the expert space, we got to think differently about how we niche, because if we don't, it can actually be the death knell for our business. Here's the thing, as a thought leader, you have the opportunity to niche in a couple of different ways, and it's something that I call the niching paradox. And I want to walk you through this framework because when you understand it, you'll realize that there's one best way to niche your business, and there's two that are okay, we need them, but we shouldn't lead with them. So let's jump to the iPad and let's talk about the niching paradox. So when it comes to niching, there's three ways that we can niche our business, especially in the thought leader space. And what most people that come into this space do is they niche by audience. And what I mean by that is that they concentrate on a specific audience, a specific industry. For instance, you turn around and you say, oh, I'm going to be the specialist in the real estate industry, or I'm going to be the specialist in the network marketing industry, or I'm going to be the thought leader in the fitness or wellness industry. And what ends up happening is that you're specialized by an industry. Here's the challenge with that, is that if you specialize by an audience or an industry, if the industry starts to have problems, so do you. Let me give you a real example of how and when this happened. In 2008, what happened to the real estate industry? See, if I was a real estate thought leader, if you will, and the real estate industry in 2008 tanks, or it's going to tank again, maybe because everything cycles, what's going to happen to my business and what happened to their business? Because I know a lot of real estate experts, real estate thought leaders that were really struggling 2008, 9, and 10 because the industry effectively fell out of favor. It's what happens, what happens is what I call it, is that you actually become an outcast. In other words, the industry's out of favor, you're out of favor. And when that happens, what happens to your business? Because everyone knows you as the real estate person, or everyone knows you as the, I don't know, corporate culture person. Everyone knows you as a specific industry person, and that's it. And when that industry fails, you go along with it. Now here's the second way that I see thought leaders niching, if you will, and it's based on delivery. I've actually even seen them create websites and create business cards and create all of their marketing collateral based upon how they deliver their message. Here's what I mean. I was a member for many, many years of something called the National Speakers Association. Now, everyone in there is a speaker. They've niched, they've become known as speakers, which is great, and they're great people. Here's the challenge. When you niche by the delivery mechanism, in other words, everything you do is to be a speaker, to be a speaker, to be a speaker, to be a speaker, the challenge with that is that if speaking starts to fall out of favor, you now have a problem. You now have a challenge. Real life example. When 9/11 hit, conferences were being canceled. Conferences weren't being planned, and conference speakers weren't getting hired. What did that do to their world? What did that do to their business? What did that do to their revenue, to their life, to their families' lives? Think about that, because here's what's happening here is that when you turn around and focus on delivery as a niche, you actually become typecast. The world sees you through the eyes of being a speaker and a speaker alone, meaning that the only way they think you can deliver your transformation or your knowledge or your content is to be on a stage and speak. And we all know that that's not the case. And the third way of niching, which is the one that I'm going to tell you to lead with, and I'm not saying that these, I'll tell you where these fit in, I'm not saying that these you exclude, but the place that you should be niching is first on your transformation. See, when you niche on your transformation, the results you can get for your audience, the results you can get for the people you want to serve, what you become, you're not typecast, you're not an outcast, you become a broadcast. See, the bottom line is this, is that I may be focused on the real estate niche right now, but my message may be entrepreneurship, my message may be productivity, my message and transformation may be in fulfillment, it may be revenue, maybe business growth. That message permeates and crosses lines. So if I'm niched on message, if I become known as a person that speaks on thought leadership, look, you get a chance to speak to multiple industries. I speak in the thought leader industry, I speak to speakers, I speak to pharma companies, I speak to corporate America, I speak to real estate agents, I speak to a lot of different industries because I've niched on the message. So think about this. When you look at your business as a thought leader, you say, here's my message. Right now, my message is going to focus on maybe real estate. I'm not picking on real estate, but I am picking on real estate just because it's easy. I'm going to focus on the real estate industry, but if the real estate industry falls out of favor, your message can be easily transferred to another industry. And that's why we do it by niching on your transformation, on the results you get first. Think about it this way also. If I am known for a transformation, does it matter whether I deliver it just as a speaker? Because if all of a sudden speaking isn't working, or I can't go out and speak because of family reasons, because of other reasons, then if I'm focused on the message, the transformation, and not the delivery, I can now decide to deliver it via an online course, via writing, or some other delivery mechanism. So here's the deal. When we look at niching, when we look at doing this, the first thing to niche on is your transformation. Figure out what it is you do, and do not worry first about the industry or how you're going to deliver it. Then second, you can look at niching down to an audience. Now what we're doing is really just shifting the messaging, but the delivery of the transformation is the same. Or we can decide how we want to deliver the same message over and over again. It leads into a concept that I call creating a portfolio career. The fact is if you create your content in a distinct way that is transformational, it doesn't matter how you deliver it, and you get a chance to make money with the same content in multiple different ways. For instance, when I build my content, I get paid to speak. I get paid to do things online. I get paid to write. I get paid to consult. I get paid to do training. I get paid to do mentoring. That's 7 different ways or so to get paid for the same thing. Do you think it's easier to be successful if you create content in a way that can get you paid 7 different ways instead of 1? That's the key behind the niching paradox, is to realize that we're going to niche on transformation first. So with that, I think we can think about how can we be distinct? How do we build our practice, our business, in a way that allows that to happen? And the way we do it is through something called the Legacy Maker Formula. It's the 3 pillars to create distinction, to create reach, and to create prescription for your business. Distinction's all about you standing out, being seen, creating compelling content that drives results. And reach is about building an audience, creating positioning for yourself, creating a following and a platform to expand your message out to the world. And prescription is all about the strategy to monetize it, to scale it in a way that allows you to realize your income goals and your impact goals. And here's the deal, I'm going to do a special free training that I want to invite you to. You should see a registration link somewhere around this video. So go ahead and jump in and we'll get a chance to go through the Legacy Maker Formula, go deeper into some of these things, talk about what it's going to take for you to get your message out in the world in a big way, to have the impact that you were meant to have, to be the difference maker you want to be. And I look forward to seeing you in the training. I'm going, she's got something in her hand. All right, here we go. But we shouldn't lead with them. So let's jump to the iPad and let's make some art. Yeah, I can, because I have no idea what I was saying there.